Why travel to a place called one of the saddest on Earth? What draws someone to the edge of the world, to a city shrouded in endless winter and stories of sorrow? For most, the idea of a journey is tied to escape, seeking warmth, laughter, and the comfort of sunlit days. But sometimes, the most profound discoveries are found in the places we least expect, in the shadows rather than the light. Most seek sunshine and joy, but I'm drawn to untold stories. I wanted to understand what it means to live in a place where the sun barely rises for months, where laughter is a rare but precious sound, and where every day is a testament to endurance. I wanted to see beyond headlines and statistics, to meet the people behind the label of most depressed city. Who are they really? What do they dream about, and how do they find hope in a landscape that seems so unforgiving? This wasn't a trip for leisure, but for understanding. A journey to Norilsk deep in the Siberian Arctic. The city is isolated, surrounded by tundra and accessible only by plane or train. It's a place where the cold is not just a season, but a way of life. My goal was to listen, not judge, to connect, not just observe. I wanted to hear the stories that rarely make it past these frozen streets, to understand the quiet strength that keeps people going. There's a unique beauty and resilience, in people who find reasons to smile despite overwhelming odds. In Norilsk, every act of kindness, every shared meal, every moment of laughter is a small victory against the darkness. Norilsk is infamous for its pollution, cold, and history of suffering, but I suspected there was more to discover. Beneath the gray skies and industrial haze, I hope to find stories of hope, of community, and of unexpected joy. I packed my warmest clothes, knowing nothing could prepare me for the emotional climate ahead. The physical cold was daunting, but it was the emotional landscape, the weight of history and hardship that I truly braced myself for. I wanted to witness how people build lives in a place that seems designed to break the spirit. How do families create warmth in their homes? And how do friendships survive the long, dark winters? This was about seeking a deeper understanding of happiness, and finding humanity in one of its most challenging corners. In Norilsk, I hope to discover, not just the heart of melancholy, but the quiet, persistent pulse of hope that beats beneath it all. Norilsk's foundations are built on suffering and ambition. The city sits atop vast mineral wealth, but its riches were first unearthed by Gulag prisoners under Stalin. Tens of thousands perished building the city in brutal Arctic conditions, a trauma that lingers. Norilsk is among the world's most polluted cities, with acid rain and dead tundra stretching for miles. Life expectancy is a decade lower than the Russian average, and the city is isolated, reachable only by air or river. Winters last 9 months, with 2 months of polar night and temperatures plunging to -50. The architecture, raised on stilts above permafrost, and the psyche of its people are shaped by this relentless environment. Norilsk's reputation is heavy, a city built for industry, not comfort. But I came to look beyond the hardship and see the people who endure. The journey to Norilsk is a lesson in isolation. Hours north from Moscow, the landscape becomes a white desert, endless, intimidating, and humbling. The plane, filled with stoic workers, lands in a world of howling wind and biting cold. The airport is functional, built for survival, not welcome. The bus ride into the city reveals a monochrome world, broken only by industrial structures. Norilsk emerges as a fortress, rows of colorful but weathered apartment blocks, pipes above ground, and wide, windswept streets. The silence inside my hotel is heavy, the world outside muffled by triple-glazed windows. Smoke from the metallurgical plant looms on the horizon, a constant reminder of industry. The sky is a permanent gray, the stillness profound. My journey had just begun, but the weight of Norilsk was already palpable. Norilsk's atmosphere is a sensory onslaught, an experience that seeps into every aspect of daily life. The city is enveloped in a heavy, almost tangible gloom, where the sky is more often a muted canvas of gray than blue. Even the air feels thick, as if the city itself is holding its breath beneath a shroud of clouds and smoke. The city's vibrant apartment blocks, painted in faded blues, reds, and yellows, try to inject color into the endless monotone of winter. But up close, the facades tell a different story. Peeling paint, deep cracks, and stains from decades of pollution. The snow, meant to be pure, is often tinged with soot, and the sense of decay is everywhere you look. The architecture is imposing, repetitive, and often oppressive. Rows of identical concrete buildings stretch into the distance, their brutalist forms looming over narrow streets. It's a landscape designed for endurance, not comfort, and it can feel as if the city itself is pressing down on its residents. Industrial smoke dominates the skyline, rising from countless chimneys and drifting across the city. It's a constant reminder of Norilsk's industrial heart, a heart that beats with the rhythm of the smelters pumping sulfurous clouds into the air. The horizon is rarely clear, always blurred by haze. The Arctic wind howls through the streets, biting at exposed skin and rattling windows. Heaters hum day and night, their steam rising in ghostly plumes. The crunch of snow underfoot is ever present, a soundtrack to life here, nature and machinery locked in a constant, uneasy battle for dominance. There's a metallic taste in the air, sharp and unmistakable, a reminder of the sulfur dioxide that drifts from the smelters. On some days the haze is so thick it blurs the outlines of buildings, and the city seems to dissolve into the pollution. Residents call it the gas, a local shorthand for the pollution that stings your throat and burns your lungs. Some days it's a mild irritation. On others it's a choking presence that forces people to cover their faces and hurry indoors. It's a part of life, woven into the city's identity. During the polar night, the city is shrouded in perpetual twilight. For weeks, the sun never rises, and the only light comes from street lamps and the warm glow of windows. The darkness is thick, almost physical, and it settles over Norilsk like a heavy blanket. The lack of daylight disrupts sleep and mood, amplifying the sense of enclosure. People find themselves awake at odd hours, restless and longing for sunlight. The city feels smaller, more isolated, as if the darkness has closed in around it. The ever-present cold and the absence of sunlight are not just environmental challenges, they shape the city's very soul. Every resident learns to adapt, to find warmth and light where they can, and to endure the long, harsh winters together. In Norilsk, the atmosphere is both a physical and psychological weight, pressing down on everyone who calls this city home. Despite the harshness, Norilsk's people show quiet resilience. Life here is a daily test of endurance, with biting winds and endless snow shaping every routine. Yet beneath the surface there's a warmth that comes not from the sun, but from the people themselves. In a warm cafe, Elena, a teacher, told me, "This is our home, we rely on each other." She explained how, in Norilsk, friendships are forged over steaming mugs of tea and shared stories, and how the community's strength is built on these small, everyday connections. Community is survival. Neighbors become family during blizzards. When the snow piles high and the city seems cut off from the world, people check on each other, share food, and shovel paths together. It's a place where no one is left to face the cold alone. Dmitry, a miner, endures danger for high wages, saving for summer escapes to the sun. He works long shifts underground, braving risks most would never consider, all for the hope of a brighter season. For many, these sacrifices are the price of dreams, of travel, of comfort, of a better future for their children. Many endure Norilsk's hardship for a better life elsewhere, or for precious weeks of warmth each year. The promise of a summer holiday, a brief escape to green fields and sunlight, keeps spirits high through the long, dark winter. It's a cycle of endurance and reward, repeated year after year. At a community center I saw children dancing, adults painting, and seniors playing chess, a vibrant hub of creativity. These spaces are more than just shelter from the cold, they are where passions are nurtured, talents discovered, and friendships deepened. Svetlana, the director, said, "We create our own sunshine, we make art, music, and celebrate with passion." She believes that joy is something you build together, not something you wait for. In Norilsk, creativity is a lifeline, a way to bring color to even the grayest days. These indoor sanctuaries are vital for the soul. They offer comfort, laughter, and a sense of belonging, a reminder that even in the harshest climate, people can thrive when they come together. An elderly Starozhil recalled the city's pioneering spirit and the brotherhood of the North, a bond forged by shared struggle. He spoke of the early days when survival depended on trust and cooperation, and how those values still shape Norilsk's identity today. You have to be strong, but also kind. You never know when you'll need your neighbor's help. In Norilsk, kindness is not just a virtue, it's a necessity, woven into the fabric of daily life. His words captured Norilsk's spirit, toughness wrapped around deep community. Here, resilience is not just about surviving the cold, but about building a life filled with meaning, connection, and hope. In Norilsk, resilience is a way of life. It's found in every handshake, every shared meal, and every act of kindness that helps this city endure together. Norilsk's melancholy is a convergence of history, economy, climate, and isolation. Founded as a gulag, its prosperity is built on tragedy, a ghost that lingers in the collective psyche. Nearly everyone depends on Nornickel, the mining giant, creating both security and powerlessness. The same company that provides jobs also pollutes the air and land, forcing residents to weigh survival against health. The brutal climate, long polar nights, extreme cold, takes a toll on mental and physical health. Life is lived indoors, leading to confinement and fatigue. Profound isolation intensifies everything. Leaving Norilsk is difficult and costly. The city's oppressive history, dependent economy, harsh climate, and deep isolation create a perfect storm. In Norilsk, sadness is not just common, it's understandable. Even in Norilsk, hope and kindness shine through. During a blizzard, a stranger pulled over and insisted I get in her car. We look out for each other here. The community spirit is strong, born of necessity. Norilsk's passion for art and culture is surprising. The Polar Drama Theater is an oasis of creativity and escape. For a few hours, the harsh reality outside disappears. At a sports complex, teenagers play ice hockey with energy and joy. Sport is their outlet and hope. Their laughter and teamwork are reminders that hope renews with each generation. The most touching moments are small, a mother bundling her child, friends hugging a little longer in the cold. These sparks of connection are everywhere if you look. They are the true heart of Norilsk, a fierce light the darkness cannot extinguish. In the polar night, humanity glows brightest. Norilsk changed my understanding of happiness. I once thought happiness meant comfort and ease, but Norilsk has none of those. Yet I found survivors, people who cultivate joy from within, despite adversity. Happiness here is not the absence of hardship, but the ability to find meaning and connection in spite of it. The things I take for granted, clean air, sunlight, are luxuries in Norilsk. Their strength is quiet, woven into daily life. Joy is found in small things, hot tea after the cold, laughter with friends, a child's drawing. These simple pleasures are acts of defiance against the gloom. I left Norilsk with sadness for their challenges, but deep admiration for their spirit. True happiness, I learned, is resilience in the face of darkness. My journey to Norilsk taught me to look beyond headlines and labels. The world's most polluted city is only part of the story. To understand a place, we must see the people, not just the problems. Travel with an open heart. Go to listen, not judge. Every place has something to teach us, no matter how hard or different. The people of Norilsk don't need pity. They deserve respect. Their story is one of endurance, kindness, and finding light in darkness. By sharing these stories, we challenge simplistic narratives and foster empathy. Let's seek out untold stories and listen with intent to understand. Thank you for joining me. Subscribe for more journeys into the heart of our shared world.